You are all weirdos.
Weird science
is the revolution.
Weird science
is the revolution.
Weird science
is the revolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Manga and Anime Podcast. This is actually an episode of our Demon Slayer Reading Club. It's episode 2, going through chapter 2. I'm here with my man, Luke Hollywood. What up, Luke?
What up, Jim?
What up? And what we're going to do is, we said earlier when we started all this, we weren't going to give scores for each chapter. We decided against that. We're going to give scores not to show you how much we don't like it, but to really, really give you the oomph of how much we love them, right? That's
Banger.
what I'm saying. And so we're going to jump into this Demon Slayer chapter 2 with our man Tanjiro, who unfortunately had his whole family slaughtered except for his sister, Nezuko, who is a demon, but hasn't tasted the blood yet.
Oh,
so
jeez.
she is kind of able to fight it back. We'll get that again in this chapter, and more of a, like, behind the scenes, seeing that it really is something that she craves, but she is able to not do because of her love for her brother in what is a really prolonged fight at one point. It does make me giggle at points, but what happens and you could give it, what chapter is this, Luke?
This is chapter 2 of the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's The Stranger.
Yes, it's a crazy chapter because at the beginning you have Tanjiro, who might be the worst negotiator ever because
or the best.
I mean, he's nice about it, but he's going by and there's some farmers and there's an old basket laying there.
Give me your basket.
It obviously has a hole in it. He says, hey, can I take some of that there bamboo straw and that basket? Can I use that? They're like, and they're real nice. Like, oh, just take it. You know, it's got a hole in it, whatever. And he goes, no, I can fix that, but here, let me pay you for it. No, we don't need any money. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Finally, you get Tanjiro. Like, I thought we were going to get Bugs Bunny where it switches then. And then Tanjiro's like, all right. And he just walks away. Instead, he's like, I'm giving you this money. He is furious. They are yelling at each other. And in a nice way for Tanjiro, who then slams, and I mean slams, you even said, slams the money into this person's hand so hard that the money goes flying and it looks like he broke the hand. But he says, thank you very much, as he slams the money in because he doesn't want to just take this without paying for it. It shows he's got honor. He's nice. He's a good kid. He doesn't think that he should take somebody because, again, these look like just farmers. They're doing their thing, you know, struggling through the day. He shouldn't just be able to get this basket. Now, the reason why he wants it, he needs to travel. And he needs to have his demon sister Nezuko in that. She cannot be touched by sunlight. We had that set up earlier in the first chapter. So he's doing that. He fixes this voila. I mean, he yells Kada. I think that he might be a black magic magician. Because he does. He really fixes it and makes it so, you know, he's got that nice harness on there. And again, this would be where you're, you know, taking things to the field or getting your and so you carry that to and from. He wants to carry his sister in because they need to get to Mount Sagiri to find this mysterious man that was mentioned by Tomioka, Gayu, the guy who was the demon slayer in the first chapter. So they want to get there, and he wants to get there fast. First off, he wants to cure his sister. I think he also doesn't want to be a meal. I think that he is worried, like, man, I gotta get there.
Clock's ticking.
She's gonna start eating. But she's too big. It's such a weird beginning where she has actually dug a hole for herself in a cave. And he comes in, oh, my sister's a mole now. I thought that she was going to spill the secrets. And then he says, get in the basket. She's too big. But remember, he said that she grew in that first deal with that demon power. So he goes, okay, you're big. Can you make yourself little? And she kind of does. It's such a weird play.
I don't know how it works.
I guess you're just trying to show this demon power type deal, so you have that, but
go big and go small.
It's pretty prolonged with this idea. Well, okay, load up, get there. He closes the lid and he starts trekking to get to this Mount Sagiri. And when he's getting there, again, I don't know if this is the fun of it where, you know, Tanjiro keeps having a problem where people keep telling him, oh, you don't want to travel after dark. Now, he ended up not going. Remember, it was Sasaburo, the old guy in the first chapter, where he did stay overnight with that guy so that he didn't have to travel, maybe run into demons. I don't know that he's going to follow that advice ever again because bad things happen. He's like, no, I'm okay. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go. And he ends up finding a way station going up the mountain and trying to get to this mountain. And again, you're like, oh, thank God. Like, nothing goes right for Tanjiro so far. And he's such a nice kid.
Can't catch a break.
He won't even take a broken, basket without paying. He sees this way house. All right. Oh, no. He goes in and it's just slaughterhouse.
He can smell the blood. He's got a nose for it.
He smells the blood. Remember, that's the night you smelled the blood on the air. It's a demon. Another demon he runs into. This demon gets mad, says it's my territory, then gets confused and is really confused with this whole thing of, wait a minute, there's a human, there's a demon, what's going on here? But with that, I think you get one of the better versions of this, of the speed and viciousness of demons. Because I'm not going to say that a lot of the art in this is horrific. It actually is kind of cute at points. Even when you have sometimes the demons, they might look, but not quite as horrific as some of the other things that we end up dealing with. But when you see that this demon leaps, and the panel is just, you see like the after trail there of this thing leaping and jumping onto Tanjiro, breaking the side of the wall and to get him out there to fight. It's pretty vicious, but you also realize again, Tanjiro's pretty quick with that axe.
He's pretty handy with the hatchet.
Yeah, and so he ends up slicing this demon who attack, like right in the neck, but that's not enough. And the demon even laughs, like, really? You think that's going to hurt me? I'm going to heal. As I'm now pinning you down or talking trash to you, I'm already healing. Look, it's already stopped bleeding. So what are you going to do about this now? The big play here is that you have Nezuko, his sister. She is drooling. She is drooling, seeing these dead bodies, seeing these, that she could actually feed on these dead bodies and things like that, as her brother is being brutally attacked by this demon, and she has to choose between. But boy, that's like me at a barbecue. It's like that, and the thing in my mouth then is like I'm already eating the plate for some reason. I'm so hungry. But, she's drooling. It's all going, and you end up where. Again, what is she going to do? And she kind of shows that she has like the kicking ability.
She bends it like Nezuko here, I suppose. She kicks it and she kicks his head clean off the shoulder, and like someone just hits off the tree, and then Tanjiro just has a headless body hanging around him. So
and it's attacking him still. And I like this. This gives you some rules for the demons, where then the severed head starts talking trash. It's yelling. Whoa. Also, it grows arms in one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And then starts to get mad at itself later because the arms aren't big enough. That was my favorite part. But you realize now you're getting more of these rules. The demons, you take the head off. It's not dead. Now you're fighting a head and a body. So it's actually teamed up against you because the head then grows arms out the side, attacks all this, and the body attacks Nezuko while you end up having Tanjiro wanting to take care of the head. And the funny thing is where you kind of, the head's trash talking, right? Me and you are here. And so the body, the headless body that's attacking Nezuko, that is the priority because it's actually doing something. With that, though, I don't know that it can really end up doing too much, but there you go. But the head ends up growing the arms, and that shocks Tanjiro because the head comes flying into him, and it's attacking, and it's pretty tough. I mean, even with this, it's trying to eat, like, you go and try to chop it with the axe, and it's grabbing the axe in its mouth. You have these things, but you also continue having everybody, even this demon head with arms, realize that there's something to this Tanjiro. Like, he's pretty tough. He starts headbutting the head over and over and over, and the head, it's hard, and all these things going. Finally pins this head to a tree with his hatchet, but then, and that's where I love it, the heads, they're pissed, like, oh man, my little arms!
He can't reach.
Also, the hair's tangled up, really upset about all this going on, and so, but you continue the big battle, and so what can you do? Where they are kind of being forced towards a cliff. And you go from there because I thought that maybe, Nezuko was going to be in big trouble. I thought that she might actually fall to her death. it's the opposite. But is it? Because we don't know.
And then Tanjiro risked it all with the rugby tackle off the cliff. Oh, jeez. He just pushes it off Nezuko, because Nezuko is getting kicked here. And then Tanjiro just rushes in. I don't know if he knew there was a cliff there, but he's doing it anyway. He just jumps for it, and then basically that's when we do see Nezuko with the long arms, I suppose. She's able to grab Tanjiro just in the nick of time, and the body falls down and goes splat. And then it seems like the head is in pain because they're not connected. They're not connected, but that was his body that just went splat. So, problems.
Again, I think that maybe with that, those new arms might get jealous. Like, well, what are you so upset about your old body? You left that body behind. I'm your new body. What's going on here? Even though it's a funky body with just arms coming out the side of the head. But yeah, it doesn't. Now, in that, I thought at this point that this demon was dead then. I thought, oh my God, that makes sense. I'll just give you a little sweat. Not dead. It's there on this tree. Crazy. And then they're trying to kind of, go with this and try to figure out what to do. And I do like this end. It's a pretty crazy ending where you have Tanjiro like, all right, that's it. Let me get my knife out. I'm going to take care of this demon. I'm going to slice and dice and do it. And as he's about to do it, somebody comes up behind him, and it's kind of a shock and says, and grabs, this knife that he has and says, you can't kill it with that. And you have this weird mass deal. Now, with that, you can kind of see underneath or whatnot. You can assume that it's the old man Gaio had said to go and see, but we don't know that. And it is one of those. And again, when he says you can't kill it with that, it's not like, hey, what are you doing? I'm going to kill you. It doesn't seem mean. It just seems like, don't waste your time with that. You don't know how this is. Let's figure that out. But that's the end of the chapter. You get crazy masked dude, right? So with that, it's like V for Vendetta with a Pinocchio nose. It's like a kabuki kind of deal with this big
eyebrows.
nose. Yeah, big eyebrows too, yeah. So in this, again, you get the Nezuko who she legitimately wants to eat people, but she's fighting back against it to save her brother. You have that, and you get a couple more rules. If you kick the head off a demon and then pin it to the tree and then throw its body off a cliff, it's not over with. It's not done.
Problems.
Let's see what's
it
going
gets
on.
Stumpy little hands, and then it gets swinging.
And then when you do that, you might end up being approached by some weird guy in a mask. But yeah, at the end, I liked it still. I think it's fun. And again, you're getting this beginning of seeing Tanjiro trying to figure things out. He is a nice kid. That's going to be something that will always be stressed. He's not even just to him saying, man, you were great. Thank you for giving me this. That's not enough. He wants to give the money, and he'll fight you to give you that money.
He'll fight you for the coppers.
Yeah, and the art's really good. The fight scenes are pretty cool. They can be followed, and everything is to show also that Tanjiro pretty tough himself, even with these very fast demons. What would you give this?
I liked it. I thought it was solid. Basically, just setting up more of the rules behind the demons. And it was nice to see another, this felt like a proper fight, because we did get a bit of a fight last time with the crazy throwing the axe up in the sky.
I was thinking of it, I thought he was going to do it again. I thought that was a signature move.
That's his signature move, you know?
That's what I thought it was, but no. But I agree. Yeah, it's a proper fight.
And it was nice to see Nezuko stepping up as well. Nice to see her getting in the fight with the bended like Nezuko.
Yeah, really, that was a crazy kick. Or it's just their demons and their heads can pop off very easily. Maybe. But seriously, it was a pretty tough kick. Even later, you see a couple karate moves from her as well, which is pretty good, almost giving you that idea. It is funny because not even thinking about it, she is a demon, so she is stronger and bigger and that sort of thing, and that's a way to remind you of that. I don't think that Nezuko just there back in the day was going to be somebody who could kick the head off of a demon. But because she's a demon herself, she is able to do those things, which ups the ante of if she really decides to go after and eat some people, she might not be able to be stopped by Tanjiro, and you don't want that to happen. So you see the lust for the human blood, but also the love of the brothers, and then also we run into the guy where you would, like I said, assume that it is this Orakadaki, the old man that they were sent to go to. So pretty cool, but The danger of any time at night and danger of demons is real, and it's everywhere, so you have to watch out. So what would you give this overall?
I'm going with 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going 8 as well. I think it's really
Solid.
good. It does still just continue and set some things up. You're still waiting for this like really, really big stuff to start hitting, and I think that it will once we now have Orakadaki to kind of explain some more things and start training them and things like that, and maybe even figure out, because what we want is Nezuko to come back and see if that can be done. So with all that, though, it's still a banger. It's still a banger. Gets better and better. Saved Japan during the shutdown. It has to get better, right? So yeah, with all of that, thanks everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying reading along and going through these, and I'm glad we're doing this around the timing that we wanted, because we want these to be something you can read, then jump in, do quick, because it's going to be having one each day. You don't need this to be 3 hours long. So thanks everybody.
Drop.
Yeah, go over to our Twitter at Weird Manga. Let us know what you think, what you're going with this. If you're reading along with this one or the others, that's awesome. Also, then go to our Patreon to help us out for everything we do on the regular feed. And that is patreon.com/WeirdScienceManga. And you'll get early access to a bunch of these reading clubs, also the Manga Monday show. So with all that, we will say goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science.
It's the revolution.
Weird science.
It's the revolution.
Weird science.
It's the revolution.